This new update for DaVinci Resolve has me hyped.
Trying to get you hyped.
You can check out this video here from the Magic Mask 2. This here I'm going to talk about the edit to the beat and the new captions. So for copyright purposes, I'm going to mute the audio, but then I'm going to go up here to timeline, go to AI tools, and go to create subtitle. I changed maximum characters to 10. I think by default it's like 48, something like that. So I made it 10, then I'm gonna hit create. So it analyzes the song, and I'm gonna leave a post to the actual song or the original song on my Instagram, so you can follow me there. So creating captions is nothing new. So you play it back, playing just like normal, but now you can use fusion titles on the actual caption. So before you couldn't animate them, nothing like that. So now if I go up here to effects, go to titles, I'm gonna type in, well, I already got typed in blur. This is the blur text effect that I made in the previous video. You can download it for free on my website. I'm just gonna take that text effect and then add it to the subtitle track itself, not the individual title, but the subtitle track. And once I do that, then now it has a little blur in, blur out effect added to the subtitle. Cool thing is when you edit these subtitles or make any alterations, it goes across the whole track. So now if I go over here to track and I change this, I'm gonna change I got my font changed. I'm gonna change this to regular. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger because it's actually really small. But right there, then I'm gonna go down here to center X and Y, move it down the Y axis. Then I'm gonna change the color, hit okay. So now if I play that back, those changes affect the whole subtitle track. And then of course, if I wanna change it, I can just go click on the track, go up here and hit this delete trash can. And then I can go into titles, scroll down here to subtitles. These are the subtitles that come with DaVinci that you can use. Like I said, you can just create your own fusion effect and use them there as well. These are nothing special. They're pretty much basic. So I'm just drag and drop one here. Once again, I'm gonna increase the size, and then you see they got this. This is your basic text with like a little background around it. Not only do you now have AI captions, you also can customize those captions utilizing fusion templates. So then I'm gonna go down to my track. This is the track I got off Instagram. I'm gonna right click and go right here where it says show music beats. You're gonna quickly analyze it. And now you have these little lines in between the beats of your songs. Again, I'm not gonna play it for copyright reasons, but cool thing with these little lines, they have snapping enabled. So if I go to my media pool and I drag down some media, but when I move it around, you'll see this little white line right here. So basically when I place any footage on the timeline, I can have it snap right to the beat. So a little while back, I made a video about a third-party plugin that allows you to edit to the beat. Well, basically created markers for when you edit to the beat. It created markers on your timeline, and it was a third-party script that you had to basically go into scripts, activate it, and then select what audio you want to use. I did a separate video where you can pretty much do something similar to this with the little markers, but in the Fairlight page, and you had to do like a little workaround with markers, then actually get that effect on the edit page. But now you don't have to do any of that anymore. You can just right-click, and it just show you the beats right there.
Jesus, ain't that a load off?
Something else I want to talk about real quick was the new layout for the edit page when you're editing vertical video. So the layout changed just a little bit, especially if you don't have dual screen enabled. So if I re-enable this, it looks more or less the same, but it's more optimized around the vertical video. So now if I cut that off, the media pool by default is stretched out, which you still can shrink it back down. Actually, no, you can't. Yeah, it stays open, well, it stays stretched out like that by default. Also, if you go into the color page, now it's sitting over here on the side. So your node tree is like really wide, and you can't alter it. And it actually threw me off for a little while doing a previous edit, and I kind of didn't like it, but I kind of do. It's all right. Now, one bug or glitch or whatever I found in it though is when you have dual screens, the secondary screen, the sound, what's it? Yeah, the sound library, the index, and all this. Basically, these little menus here on the secondary screen, it doesn't work. So I got dual screen enabled. I'm on my secondary screen, and actually it is working now. So I guess it was a bug or glitch for that particular moment in time, but it's working now. At first, I couldn't use any of this. If I wanted to go into my sound library, my metadata, none of that was working, but it's working now. So I'm working on this video. I want to use this track for the rest of the video, just this one same song. And of course, I'm out of track. So now I can click on this track. So now in DaVinci Resolve 20, I can click on this track, go into my inspector tab, scroll down till I see AI video editor, click adjust. It'll scan my track. Then I can click on live trim, and you'll see these little squiggly lines here. That's basically letting you know that they edited the track already. Then I can extend this out to where I want it to be. So I'm gonna send it out to the end of my video, and it's gonna go through and extend that track out. And so that one big feature from Premiere Pro that everyone been wanting is now here in DaVinci Resolve 20.